So, the purpose of this video is just to warn people to be safe when dating online. I just had earlier this week a very scary potential experience with somebody, and I'm gonna attempt to briefly share this story because I was a mess after this scary situation. So, online dating is scary. I was talking with this guy. I thought he was gorgeous and thick, because y'all know I like him thick. And I was talking with him online, and he moved pretty quickly from talking online to giving me his phone number. And that often bothers me, but in this case, I was like, whatever, because I thought he was cute. And it's funny, that reminds me of what a friend of mine said years ago, talking about dudes hitting on girls. She was a heterosexual, she is a heterosexual female. And she was talking about how there are things that attractive dudes can get away with that unattractive dudes can't when it comes to talking to a girl, woman. Because there are things that it's like, if somebody unattractive does that thing, it's like, ew, that, how dare you, ew. But if somebody attractive does that thing, it's like, boy, you so crazy, okay. So in this case, that was kind of the example. Because of the fact that I was physically attracted to him, I was like, okay, let's do the number thing. He moved kind of quickly, but that didn't bring up any red flags with me. Now, this did bring up a red flag with me. He said, oh, I'll be home at like 7 o'clock tomorrow. Maybe you can come over and we can hang out. And I was like, okay, cool. I don't mind meeting you. We meet in a public place. That's the way I do it. That's the way I roll. That's how I roll. Meet. We can definitely meet, and we can meet quickly. We'd only been talking one day. We can meet quickly, but let's meet in a public place. And my first red flag was, he was like, well, I mean, I don't know about meeting. I guess we can meet in a public place, but I'd really like you to come over to my place. So I'm like, let's meet in a public place. And eventually he concedes that point to an extent, to the extent that he says, okay, well, there's a Subway up the street from my house. Let's meet there. We agree to that. And 7 o'clock is the time. We get closer to that time, and then he calls me, and he's like, hey, I just wanted to let you know that the power is out in my house, so I have everything lit with candles. And I'm like, okay, we're meeting in a public place, so the lighting in your house doesn't really matter, but cool. And he's like, well, I mean, I like lighting the house with candles because I just thought that would be really romantic for us. And I'm like, but we're meeting in a public place. And he's like, yeah, but maybe you could come back after or something. And he fake bragged to me, telling me that his car is in the Cadillac repair shop, which was for me red flag number 2, because don't try to brag to me about your Cadillac being in the shop. I'm not impressed with material things. That don't impress me much. You've got the moves, but so yeah, that doesn't impress me much to tell me about your Cadillac being in the shop. So I felt that that was him trying to brag to me, and I was like, strike number 2, no. So he ends up saying, yeah, the lights are off in my house, like it's off in my neighborhood. Which, one, you would think that if somebody arbitrarily has a power outage in their house, that they would not be inviting company over, right? Right. So he's like, yeah, there's a power outage, but you can come over. And I'm still like, well, aren't we meeting in a public place? And he's like, yeah, but. So I said, okay. And then this is the kicker right here. He gets a call from a friend or somebody, and he's like, oh, Aaron, can you hold on a minute? Let me take this one. And he clicks over and starts talking to the guy, or thinks he clicks over, or thinks he put me on hold, but he didn't. And what I hear him telling this guy is, yeah, no, I'm talking to him right now. I'm getting him to come over right now. I'm trying to get him to come over now. I'm getting him to come over now. Yeah. But me being sort of naive to the thing, I'm like, hello. Instead of listening to everything that he had to say, I'm like, hello? Are you there? Hello? Are you who are you talking to? And then he comes back to the phone and he's like, oh, hey baby, strike number 3. He's like, oh, hey baby, I'm sorry, hold on just a moment, let me finish this. And then he hangs up my call. Okay, he doesn't put me on hold, he doesn't ask me to just hold on a minute. He does put me on hold briefly, and then he just hangs up the call. So I'm like, what is he saying to this guy? And then I start putting everything together, and I realize, okay, so he wants me to come over to his house, and he's already prepped me to come into a dark, candle-lit house. He's already prepped me for that. 2, I hear him talk to a guy and tell this other guy that, yeah, I'm getting him to come over now. I'm getting him to come over. Yeah. I've got that. So, what that tells me is, had we gone on this date and had things gone well enough for me to go home with you, what I picture could have happened was I'd get to your house, walk up the steps, sit on the couch or whatever, and chit chat with you for a little bit. Next thing you know, a dude pops out of the shadows, because there are the shadows in the house, because you've already prepped me with the fact that the house will be candlelit, which means it will be, i.e., dark. So then some dude could pop out of the shadows. Some dude or dudes could pop out of the shadows at me. And I'm not gonna lie, that really messed with my head a lot. And I'm glad, grateful, blessed, hallelujah, that I did not go to meet that dude. What do y'all think? Talk to y'all later, YouTube. Peace. Be blessed.